I believe you asked one of the other girls a very difficult question in the final set to. I've got it down here. It was, if ignorance is bliss, why do people seek knowledge?
Yeah.
That was a question.
I don't think so. I think it's just because we seem to have the best of the East and the West, and we could bring out a correct blend of it. And we seem to be most confident on stage. I think it's just how the judges see you. Anybody could win. You never know till the last day.
But you think that the contestants from India sort of have some kind of advantage? I mean,
We do, because we always seem to stand out, first of all, because of the way we dress and our heritage that we carry along with us wherever we go. And you're always in view, and plus the way we, I guess, present ourselves, carry ourselves and talk.
Well, anyone who saw the show last night will know that you seemed incredibly composed in amongst all the madness that was going on around you. Were you really that relaxed? What was going on?
Oh, backstage you should have seen me.
So it's just an act?
Crazy. It wasn't an act. I'm a very stage person. I love people. And when you get on stage, you get completely composed all the time, because I've done a lot of theatre before, and I've been on stage quite often, and plus after a huge audience, about 70,000 people. So this didn't seem as overwhelming as I thought it would be.
Now, we had Miss India last year in the studio to talk to us then, and I have to say that between then and now, we haven't seen a great deal of her in terms of what she's done and what she's achieved. Is it quite a big responsibility to actually try and make some kind of a mark? Because I know every year we hear the same thing, you want to change things, you want to get people dealing with issues.
I don't want to change things. I can't change things because I'm just one person, but I have got an opportunity and a platform where I can influence people's minds, their thoughts and their actions. And I guess I'd like to explore on that.
Well, I understand. I don't quite understand in practice. I mean, how can you actually do? What will you actually be doing?
Media, because I have come onto a platform like Miss World, where people would actually look up to me as a role model, especially in developing countries like India and surrounding countries. It's a very big thing for India to have a Miss World from India, and it's very important for them to understand who we are, and when they start doing that after the past winners that we've had, we've become sort of like role models for them, and they listen.
I believe you asked one of the other girls a very difficult question in the final set to. I've got it down here. It was, if ignorance is bliss, why do people seek knowledge?
Yeah.
That was a question you posed for one of your opponents.
That was a question.
Difficult question.
That was a question I was asked for Miss India. That was my final judging question.
Was that a fair question, do you think? Because it really put the girl on the spot, didn't it?
Well, it was my question, and we all had given in 5 questions, which we might, if we became finalists, ask the other girls. And the most difficult one got chosen.
It was Miss Uruguay who got asked the question. Did she have a go at you afterwards and say?
She just came backstage and told me, it's an intelligent question. I said that was an intelligent answer.
So it was okay in the end?
Yeah, it was alright. She was very happy.
I was shooting a film called Dawn 2. So it was chosen to be shown at the Berlin Film Festival. But at the same time, I was invited for the first time to attend the Grammy Awards in LA. Both the events were literally taking place one day apart in completely different time zones, Berlin and LA. My team and everyone around me told me, no, it can never happen, you have to choose what is your priority, and you know what I did? I made some insane connections. Mumbai to London, London to Berlin, Berlin to Amsterdam, Amsterdam to LA, LA to Mumbai in 3 days, and I made it happen. And that's not the only time I've done it. I've done it so many times, over and over again. Why? Because I don't want anyone to tell me I can't have everything. I want to dream of everything, and I'll have everything. So rule number 4, be greedy. Be greedy for your ambitions. Be hungry for it.
Now, I was confident enough to talk about that phase of my life. Now, where I am, I was okay enough to kind of articulate what I felt. I forgave, I moved on a long time ago, and then I made my peace with it.
Recently, you appeared in an international podcast show where you spoke about, there was a time in your career where, you were put into a corner. So, noting that was the reason you sought work in Hollywood. So, just wanted to know that why speaking about it now?
I think that first of all, when I was on the podcast, I was asked about the journey of my life, And I spoke about, when I was young, when I was 10, when I was 15, when I was 22, when I was 30, 40, whatever. So I was talking about the truth of my journey, and I think now I was confident enough to talk about that phase of my life. I think now where I am, I was okay enough to kind of articulate what I felt. I think I had a very tumultuous relationship with what occurred, but I forgave, I moved on a long time ago, and then I made my peace with it. And I think that's why it was easy for me to talk about it in an open manner, in a safe space.